So, my buddy, Big Will Dog 82, in the soil, said that I might be a cheater when it comes to some of these contests. And I gotta tell you, he might be right. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret that took place in the Tomato Challenge 2024. In the 2024 challenge, I had a tomato that weighed 1 pound, 12 ounces. It was well over a pound and a half, on its way to 2 whole pounds. Now, that's not gigantic by any means, but it did win the contest. I had a little secret behind this guy. I knew that it was going to be a good-sized tomato, and I knew why it was going to be a good-sized tomato. I'm going to tell you why here in a little bit. But right up here is a video of me harvesting that guy and weighing it in. Let's check it out.
And look what we have here. This is one of the big Italian tomatoes. Holy cow. This might be my one that I put in.
So as you can see, it is a good sized tomato. I've seen bigger. I've probably grown bigger too. But I gotta say, I got a little lucky because this tomato is actually 2 tomatoes in one. If you notice, it's kind of got like a little hump to it. Yes, that's 2 blossoms that were fused together. These are like conjoined twins. Those 2 tomatoes formed 1 tomato, and they grew together. And that's pretty much how I grew a big tomato. Isn't that pretty cool? So what they call this is a Megabloom, and it's essentially when you get 2 blooms. If each one of my hands are a bloom, you get 2 blooms, and they just kind of conjoin together. And what they'll do is both blooms will form fruit, but the fruit will fuse together. And it'll be one big, massive, ugly looking, or beautiful, depends on how you look at it. I think they're beautiful, but one big, massive tomato. And this is kind of common in beefsteak varieties of tomatoes. Now I grew a Mrs. Maxwell's big Italian tomato. It's an heirloom beefsteak tomato. You can get these. I know we've gotten these with Brandywine tomatoes before. I've seen these done with Big Zack tomatoes before. I've seen all kinds of tomatoes like this that have had these characteristics before. So how can you tell if you got a Megabloom? A Megabloom will, instead of having a thin little stem going to the flower, it'll have like a little ribbon-like stem going to the flower. It's going to be a little bit thicker than most. And also, when you look at the flowers, you'll instead of seeing 5, 8 little star-shaped, little nice little petals, you're going to see a massive bloom of all kinds of little petals around the side of it. I'll try to get you some pictures up here. We'll show you what I'm talking about here. Now, if you see these, yes, these are ugly looking flowers. Don't cut them off. This is how you grow your monster tomatoes, folks. You want that extra power of that extra little added flower in there to get those joint tomatoes, and then next thing you know, you'll have your big old humped over looking like tomatoes. Sometimes you can get 3 or 4 of these in there together, and yes, you will produce massive, massive tomatoes this way. So when should you look for some of these Megablooms? Well, typically these Megablooms happen in the spring when the temperatures are kind of skyrocketing up and then going down, then skyrocketing up and then going down. All these erratic temperatures, especially if I can get down to like the upper 40s at night and then you're at 80s during the day, all these erratic temperatures are going to cause some deformities, I guess, in your tomato plants, some deformities into your flowers that those tomatoes produce. And that's how these Megablooms tend to form. Like I said, also, you got to make sure, most likely, to have these beefsteak tomatoes. If you have these beefsteak type tomatoes, you're going to get these really, really interesting blooms. So that's one thing you need to look out for. So if you're out in the garden and you notice that, we've had a week where it's been up and down, up and down, up and down, and my tomatoes are just now blooming, go out and look for these blooms. It's going to be kind of important that you do go out and look for these blooms, because sometimes some of these blooms will will not take. They will not pollinate. So if you can go out there and you see these blooms out there, it wouldn't hurt to go out there and try to hand pollinate those a little bit. Just to grab another flower off the plant and go up there and scrape these blooms a little bit with some of that pollen. That'll really help out and get your chances, double your chances of having one of these mega blooms take off and form a nice, juicy, big red tomato, or a pink tomato, or an orange tomato, or a purple tomato, whatever you have happen. I know that there are purple Cherokees that will do this as well, so keep that in mind. But if you can do this, you're going to double your chances of winning a contest. Now, I didn't do a very good showing last year with a contest. I had Big Zach, and I just wasn't impressed with those tomatoes. This year, I am going back to the Old Faithful, the Mrs. Maxwell's big and giant Italian tomato. I also got some Domingo tomatoes I am planting. I'm getting those in the ground a little late, so I don't know if I'll get any Megablooms off of those. But I also have some giant Belgian pink tomatoes as well. So those are going to be the ones that I'll probably plant and enter into the contest. We'll see how well things do. If you're interested in getting in the contest, go check out Down Home Backyard Gardening's video on this. He's got all the rules listed up on his channel. I'll try to put the link to the video down in the description. Basically, you just film yourself harvesting your tomato and weighing your tomato, and voila, there you go. You should be set. You got to make sure you also mark the video as you do it. You got to mark the video as hashtag Tomato Challenge 2026 or hashtag Tomato Challenge 26, I think it is. I'll put that down here below what you need to label the video as. So hopefully everybody will grow giant tomatoes this year, and we'll have quite a bit of a contest. I am looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to the challenge. As always, Big Will Dog, Chad, you guys are going down. Angela, you're not going to have a big tomato either. Not as big as this guy right here. Cheers, everybody, and God bless.